Hey, what is the deal, YouTube? What is happening? It is Monday, January 15th, MLK Day. Happy MLK Day to everybody. I've got the day off, but I got to go into work tonight, and I got to work tomorrow night. So I'm going to do a brief, hopefully bring you some information, some fun, little commentary there. But as you can see, the thread line there, I'm going to be talking about the Monster Hunter, the ALOY armor and Monster Hunter. PUBG does have some news on Xbox. Again, they're getting closer to mouse and keyboard support. Looks like whatever test they're using, it's working pretty well. Big shout out to Porter Rock 77 because he has made international news. So big shout out to him. The Black Panther movie, the tracking numbers. We're going to go into to the new tracking numbers. Kind of tell you guys how that works a little bit, and then we'll do some game commentary. Then I'll be jumping off to take my afternoon nap because I have to work 7 p to 7 a tonight. But nevertheless, what is happening, everybody? What is happening? Craig Harris, the Messiah of Xbox, to the chagrin of Kid Smooth and the rest of his brethren. What is happening, everybody, from the East Coast to the left coast or West Coast? It is noon Eastern time. It is, let's see, yeah, it's 9 o'clock on the West Coast or the best coast. Shout out to everybody in the Philippines, everybody that's listening, Japan, India. Check out people in Saudi Arabia. Shout out to all of them in the Middle East. Shout out to everybody in Egypt. And what's happening in England. Big shout out to Foxy Games UK. I was on a podcast with him yesterday. J-Dub City, big shout out to him. Selena G was on there. Big shout out to her. She's a big PC gamer. It was fun talking to her. Shout out to everybody in the Australias. Yes, including the Aborigines, so who are listening, and New Zealand. So it's international, South America, Brazil. The podcast goes all around the world. Shout out to Ryan, the professional, King Thrash Gaming. Everybody keep up the good work over there. Big shout out to everybody, what's going on, what is going on. So yeah, big shout out to Fatal, Mephisto, and One Stop for Gamers over there doing his thing. So hopefully everybody's enjoying their weekend. Hopefully your favorite football team won. How about that ending? I didn't have a rooting interest, but how about the ending of the Minnesota game? That play has a name. It's now being called the Minnesota Miracle. So we've got all kind of things. We got the Music City Miracle. We've got the Miracle in Minnesota. I mean, you got to get the NFL credit. They give their games nicknames immediately. I mean, like within 24 hours, that was trending on Twitter. So, but shout out to everybody out there, everybody that stopped by. Big shout out again to Trey BK. I've been playing that Horizons on what you call it, Elite Dangerous. That's a good time. Shout out to everybody up in Canada that was helping me out on it. So H Player 24. Big shout out to you and everybody else. I'm just doing some courier missions, trying to get my money up on it. So just checking that out. That phone can ring. So, but everybody, hopefully everybody had a good weekend. I had to thaw out my car Saturday. It got down. My car was a frozen brick Saturday. I had to work Saturday morning. It took me 20 minutes to get inside my car. I used every trick in the book, from heating the key to I did everything. But nevertheless, what's happening was happening. Shout out to everybody. So we'll go ahead and get to the news. Let's go ahead, and I want to give again a big shout out. I'll share this right now because, believe it or not, Porter Rock 77, big shout out to him. But Mr. Share My Screen, Mr. Taking Money from D-Batch, but shout out to Porter Rock 77. And as you can see, we'll go with the first news because it's been confirmed. Nintendo has released its numbers. Not Nintendo, NPD released its numbers. As you can see, this was updated yesterday at 7:45 in the evening. And Nintendo Switch outsold Xbox One and PS4 in December U.S. sales. Microsoft announced it. So it's actually the way Nintendo didn't announce this. Microsoft announced it. Nintendo had outsold them. But we'll go past this, and I want everybody to check this out. Here, this is GameSpot, okay? Porter Rock's tweet to Aaron Greenberg has been picked up, okay? Porter Rock tweeted him January the 11th, and this was the tweet that he sent to Aaron Greenberg, and it's international news. So Porter Rock has been picked up on GameSpot. Oh my goodness! So the bad guy has been picked up internationally. So they are people. These guys read tweets, I guess. But it says, based on this tweet, I have the feeling that the #1 selling console is either Switch or PS4. Which Aaron Greenberg made the announcement for Nintendo. So, shout out to Matt's Gaming, because he just tweeted out about an hour ago. He guesses Aaron Greenberg is now working for Nintendo's marketing department. So, but I wanted to share this with everybody. Yes, Nintendo did win NPD. Congratulations to Nintendo. They've won every NPD except I think maybe one. Since the Switch has come out, they've been #1. So, and they have sold anywhere from 11.6 to 13 million consoles, and they are projected to sell more. I mean, they'll probably be at 18 million at the end of this year. So, and yes, they are going to have a Donkey Kong game come out, and so I'm looking to pick one up in the fall. So that's what I'm looking to buy a Switch. Anybody who wants to know, that's what I'm looking to get one to be in August. So I want the Xbox to be paid off. I want the PC to be built. Then I'll look to get the Switch at that point. So that won't be it, but I'll get the Switch for my birthday. It's in August, so that's when I'm looking to get it. So, but this tickled me. That Porter Rock's tweet to Aaron Greenberg has been picked up. So by GameSpot. So it just came out, like I said, yesterday evening. So shout out to Porter Rock 77, the Mr. Share My Screen, the bad guy. His tweet has been officially picked up, and it's hilarious. So let me come back over to where you guys are. I want to get you all's opinion on that. So yeah, that is pretty funny. So play some Halo multiplayer. Hit me up in a few days. I gotta work today, I gotta work tomorrow. So yeah. So what up everybody in the chat? Fatal, what's happening? Mr. Ian Robinson. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, they now know Porter Rock was the reason why he tweeted out what he did. So, Ryan, what's happening, guys? So that is hilarious, though. Don't you think that is funny as heck? Yeah, but Horizon Zero Dawn and so forth. Yeah, Horizon is a successful game. I think a lot of people got to understand that a lot of the developers that develop their games overseas, they can spend 18 to 22 million dollars, and that's a lot of money for them. And over in the United States, that would translate to 60, 75 million dollars. So, but yeah, they're fine. You can't get involved with what all these people are talking about online. They don't know what they're talking about. So, what's going on, J.E. Savage Uger? How you doing? So. Yeah, Porter Rock, aka the bad guy. So yeah, good games this year for everybody. Hopefully Microsoft can get their games out. I mean, they are going to get Sea of Thieves out. They are going to get, and again, it will be. I think Cuphead came out when, in August. Was that an August release or a September release? I can't remember, but let's just call it an August release. So that would be August, September, October, November, December. That'll be 8 months in between new titles. From Cuphead, they did get PUBG released. So they've had Cuphead, they've had PUBG, and then they'll have Sea of Thieves. So they're releasing that's a pretty steady pace of games. And shout out to Randall Thor, because again, Randall Thor said that everybody knew in the Xbox community that 2017, or so September, cool. So everybody knew that in 2017 it was going to be a bad year for Xbox. Everybody knew that. The fanboys were the ones lying, saying that it wasn't going to be bad. It was bad. I mean, they had it where where Scalebound was supposed to be and Fable was supposed to be. They had nothing there. They had nothing backing that up. So just it is what it is. So yeah. But we'll get to the Monster Hunter armor. I can simply tell you all that the ALOY, the way this is working is that you have to acquire all the everything that she's supposed to have. And let me see if I can pull this up here for you guys. But let me Google it here. And I'm just going to type in ALOY Monster Hunter. So ALOY Monster Hunter, because there is something that you have to acquire. And yeah, here we go. There we go. So let me pull this. Let me go to share my screen. Channel my inner Porter here. And so we'll share this screen. So hopefully this has popped up right here. So so this is a PlayStation exclusive. This is PlayStation exclusive content. You have a PlayStation. It's the only way you can get this. So basically, it says you can have her bow, and that doesn't say which one, but you can have her bow set and her Palico armor. And there we go. And her Palico armor that can make your Palico look like a machine from Horizon Zero Dawn. So I think it's cool, but basically the full armor set will make any player character look like Aloy from head to toe, including facial recognition or facial likeness. So you have to get all this stuff, and then your character will just, bam, transform and be her. So, or it can be this machine thing here. So, which is hilarious, but nevertheless, so it says after completing the Horizon Zero Dawn collaboration event quest, which is planned to be distributed to online players, special materials can be obtained to forge by bringing the necessary materials to the in-game facility or smithy, blacksmith, you call them the smithy, okay? You'll be able to forge the Horizon Zero Dawn collaboration equipment. So, but it's, that's it. It will make your character look like Aloy if it's a male character. So, does unlock layered armor, which only changes appearances from armor sets, activate a predetermined set of skills, and can even be upgraded at the smithy. So when you put on her armor set, or when you become her, she'll have her own specific skill set. So now, will it be her skill set from the video game Horizon? I don't know. But if it's that, which means she will be incredibly stealthy, and she'll be able to ambush, stealth ambush. So when I played the Monster Hunter beta, it was mostly open world. You were just out there throwing shit around, So like I said, I'm 50-50 on the game. I was able to pick up, get this, I got a great deal. I went ahead and repurchased, what's the name of this game again? Oh, Witcher 3. I got it for $6. And I got the PlayStation version of it, the 4K build. It doesn't have HDR. I can simply tell people my experience on it. When I played Witcher 3 originally, back in whenever it came out, 2015, whenever it came out, I was playing on a 46-inch 1080p Samsung 7100 series TV with 240 refresh rate, okay? So I was already playing the game, the console version. Let me make this clear. The console version of the game, I was already playing it at its optimum level. Okay, whatever 1080p 30 was full HD. I had the Samsung. I had the colors popping on it and stuff like that. So The only difference I see, let me make this clear, that I see is what Digital Foundry said, and that is the draw distances look stunning, especially when it goes from dusk to dawn. I've posted a couple pictures. If you follow me on Twitter, I've posted a couple of pictures of what that looks like, dusk to dawn, and it looks stunning. Okay, so that has been improved. Everything else feels the same, except it has a. I can't remember if it had a lock on. I don't remember if it had that originally. But you can lock on to the characters that you're fighting now. And I can't remember. I mean, it's been such a long time since I played it, you know. And the version I got is the Game of the Year edition. I got it for like $6.98 because I had an in-store credit at GameStop and I didn't even know about it. I didn't know about it. I got an email saying that you know, an email from GameStop saying that I had an in-store credit that I could use. I just went up there to see how much it was going to be for the Game of the Year edition, and they had it up there for $24 or something like that. So I got it for $6 and some change, like $7.88. It was something like that, but it was under $8. And so I went back. I started playing it a little bit again. I can't see a daggone difference except for the draw distances. Okay, that's just me. But everything else looks the same. I don't know if it's got an FPS boost because to me it feels the same. I'm still fighting the drowners and the ghouls the same way. You put the sword a little bit, you flip away from them. It's the same thing. You hit them with the fire or ignite, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's still the same daggone game. You know, but yeah, what do you all think about the Monster Hunter stuff? So, looks pretty for sure. Didn't blow you away. It blew me away. What's happening, Tony B? So, me away because of the story. But that's just me. Don't care about the Monster Hunter content. Yeah, I mean, again, that's I get that. Yeah, if you're a huge fan of Horizon Zero Dawn, you'll be able again to, if you have the PlayStation, it's because Monster Hunter is going to be on PC. It's going to be for everybody. But you will be able to play as Aloy. So the story was shit until the end of Horizon. So I'm not digging Witcher 3. I like Witcher 3, but I beat it in 2015, and then I got the DLC. And I beat it again. Then I got the new other DLC, and I went back and I beat it again. It's still The Witcher. Okay, so I believe Horizon probably sold about 4.8 million. So yeah, Horizon I thought it kept me guessing to the end. Although when Aloy went into the mountain, and the machine sort of it matched her face like 80%. I'm thinking, okay, I understand what she is now. So, but that's just me. So, a dumbed down Witcher. Yeah, well, see, I thought it was a little bit better than Witcher, but nothing. That's just my opinion. Yeah, doesn't mean everybody's right or wrong. And both games are good. I thought considering Horizon Zero Dawn was brand new avatar, I thought that aspect was better than Witcher. Witcher 3, though, if you play the original Witcher games and you continue that story, that's a pretty cool story. Too, but again, it spans over 3 games. Let's see if Aloy will span over 3 games. I mean, I don't know if it will or not. I don't know if they're going to let what you did in the original Horizon Zero Dawn continue into Horizon 2 and 3. Have to wait and see because I don't know what else they can do. Zero Dawn does have a beginning, middle, and end. So, so it's so yeah, but both very good open world games. And again, because the GPUs, you're going to see more open world games than linear games. So, although, like I said, one of the better linear games I played was Tomb Raider was sort of linear, but Gears of War 4 and well, I was gonna say Horizon, but Gears of War and then Uncharted 4, those are two very good linear games. So if you like those type of games, so but yeah, but again, as far as what I can see on Witcher 3, and I'm talking about the whatever the patched model on the Pro, the looks stunning, but everything else is the same. I mean, the trees are still blowing, his hair is still blowing. It looks the same. His beard is growing. I mean, it's the same game. It's not anything different here. So, yeah. But everything else, it looks a little bit cleaner. It looks like Horizon Zero Dawn. So, but shout out to CD Projekt Red because they did not have to do this. This game came out in 2015, so it's not a new game. It just has a new skin on it. So. Yeah, and Tomb Raider for me was I thought Tomb Raider was a lot. I thought it was better or in a lot of aspects, but Uncharted 4 story was much better. Much better. But overall, as far as I like that kind of gameplay, and there weren't as many in the puzzles, at least in Uncharted 4, were insanely hard. I mean, and you all know I hate puzzles. So, you know, yeah, the whole back and forth thing in the chat, people can have their own opinions, but they're not entitled to their own facts. So, you know, but I agree with you, Trey. So, yeah, I like Tomb Raider's and the way she had to ambush people and stuff like that. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I got no beef with Rise of the Tomb Raider. I thought that was a good game. So, and it was my game of the year when it came out on the PlayStation. So, but yeah, fun game. But yeah, we got some good ones. Rise of the Tomb Raider, The Witcher 3. My favorite game of 2015 that I didn't play until 2017 was Life is Strange. I said that. To me, if I had played Life is Strange in 2015, it would have blown everything else away, but I never played it. So that's on me, even though Fatal and One Stop highly recommended Life is Strange. So so you know. But yeah, slow and steady. So we'll move on here. The PUBG news is that PUBG news is that their mouse and keyboard support is about to hit for Xbox. So, and again, the developers have said it's much better to play with a mouse and keyboard because it was developed for mouse and keyboard. Okay. So it doesn't matter playing with the joystick. You're going to get, if you have that game on the Xbox, then you may want to buy the mouse and keyboard because the people that do buy mouse and keyboard, they will have an inherent advantage over you. They're not going to disable the mouse and keyboard people from playing with the joystick people. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I see that, Spartan guy. You're right. It is. It's not that Uncharted is bad. It's just that I personally like to be able to hide and hunt with stealth. You can do that in Tomb Raider. Nathan Drake, he was going in there busting heads. I mean, there's nothing. Either way works fine, you know. So either way worked. It's just it's a preferred style of gameplay. Witcher, all right, the Witcher style of gameplay. The Witcher, Geralt of Riviera, he ain't trying to sneak around. He's going in there with his sword out, ready to, you know, crack skulls. Whereas that Aloy is hunting by stealth and trying to ambush. Now, each way works, okay? Each style does work. We're just getting into gameplay preference at this point. So, and it's just a preference. Doesn't mean one is better than the other one. So this is just a preference. So Laura Croft, yeah, Laura's pretty thick. Yeah. And that character has evolved from, she looked older when they first did her, you know, when they first, you know, made her up, and now she's what, 19 or 20. So work tonight. So yeah, I did not, I signed up to work Tuesday night, not Wednesday, not Monday and Tuesday night. So Tuesday night I may take an L. I mean, I may not be able to do it. So yeah, I had some coffee. Actually, I had some hot chocolate this morning and a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. So Chloe from Uncharted. Yeah, she's similar. She's similar. So now Uncharted, I think, is a better overall game, but I like the gameplay of Tomb Raider myself. With that said, both are very good. I mean, Lara Croft is doing some stuff that she should not be able to do, but it's all fun. As long as we all have fun playing, it's not that big a deal. So, who? Chloe? Yeah, the characters are older, so yeah, both of them are built. So, but anyway, yeah, both avatars, or all three avatars, Chloe and the other one, are all built. So, but yeah, but we'll move on here. So, but yeah, that the PUBG news is that, yeah, mouse and keyboard. So all you all that got PUBG on, I don't know why you have it on a console, but if you're playing it on console, that's it is what it is. You know, like, have you smoked the Savage? I thought I did, but what's up, Savage? How you doing, brother? I may, if I forgot, I apologize. Like I said, I'll be taking a nap here in about another 2 hours. So, so, but if you're playing the PUBG thing, which I'm not, I play Fort Pub or Pub Night, whatever you want to call it. People, like they said, Pub Night is running fine. So, what's happening, Savage? So it's but you know, PUBG is mouse and keyboard. It's coming. Also, I found it interesting that Xbox is still moving forward with VR. So Xbox is still moving forward with VR. So yeah, my let me tell you, the PC podcast, I'm going to reach out to Selena and to see if she can also be on the podcast. So I do have to get in touch with her and go from there. So yeah, because she's all that and then some. So so Hugh Jackman is apparently thinking about coming back as Wolverine one more time. So yeah. Oh yeah, hey Trey, I blew up some of my first things on the Horizon DLC for Elite Dangerous. So I learned how to get into the gunning spot and use the turret, which I didn't know I could do. I accidentally hit the button. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. So but that was pretty much it for the gaming news. There's not a whole lot going on. Like I said, Monster Hunter will be out in a couple weeks, I guess next week. And so Ryan, shout out to Ryan the Professional. He just uploaded a video. But as for news, no, I'm not. So, but that will be here in a couple weeks or a week. And you know, I just saw where Fatal said he probably won't get it. Who plans on getting that? People plan on getting it. I'll go ahead and get it. All right, so I see Ian's getting it. That's one. What's up, Mark Camacho? So let's see, the villains are mostly, laugh out loud, more controllers, possibly. So so that's one person in there that's getting Monster Hunter. Getting what? No, Monster Hunter, yeah. Now I'm already playing PUBG. If you have Fortnite, I've got Fortnite loaded or Fort Pub, but nobody's playing it. So so there's a see, that's where I'm at. Fatal is I'm right at 50%. All right, so that's 2 people. Well, now there's 3 people. So I may end up getting it. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm on the fence, like I said. So 50-50 on the fence. So a big chunk of my Xbox payment next week. So you prefer Fort Pub? Well, I call it Fort Pub. So I call it Fort Pub. So he's not getting it. Well, it's not Fortnite, it's Fort Pub. That's what I call it. So, but yeah, that was pretty much the news. So I'm getting the Switch hopefully in August. Yeah, I'm getting it in August. G Night, yeah. Yeah, G Night, yeah. In August is when I'll get the Switch. So for my birthday. So it'll be a while. That's fine. They'll have more games, and I can play the Xenoblades and the Mario and the Breath of the Wild. So start over with the news very quickly. Porter Rock, his tweet to Aaron Greenberg, it got picked up by GameSpot, the online magazine, whatever you want to call it, the online thing. And so NPD was officially announced, and Nintendo did win NPD, but Aaron Greenberg took Nintendo's announcement away because he was in such a rush to say that the Xbox had outsold the PlayStation. But Porter Rock's tweet to him, to Aaron Greenberg, got picked up. It was actually pretty funny. Also, Aloy's Armor and Monster Hunter World. I don't know if there's a mission in I don't know if there's a mission in Horizon Zero Dawn where there's a collaboration mission. I don't know, but there's some mission that you can get some stuff and then take it to the smithy or blacksmith in Monster Hunter, and then you can create her armor. Once you create her armor and you put it on, even if you have a male character, it will switch over and look like her. So it will just look like her. I don't know if it's going to have her manner. So you'll have her weapon, her bow and arrow, not her sword. But you'll have her bow, you'll have her palico, and you'll have her armor. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. That ought to be fun, though. The people that are actually going to, I'm sure you know this, that's what they want you to do. Eventually, you have to figure the developer is going to just put it out there for you to buy. And a lot of people will just do that. They will not go hunt for that armor. They will just say, yeah, I'll pay, $9.99 like me. I'll pay $10 to get it. So, but you all know me, and I'll go as high as 14. But if you hit $29.99 to get Aloy, I'm going to be on here calling dog shit. You know it. So, yeah. So right now it's just a skin. So, yeah, Aaron tried to spin the video. Yeah, and again, what else do you expect him to do? They're not going to talk about a whole bunch of games. So, and again, I just figured out, hey, look, Aaron Greenberg is a big old fanboy, except he's getting paid to do it. So it's kind of like, this is what you expect him to do. Pretty much the news. And PUBG getting a mouse and keyboard. They're pretty close to announcing that. Bluehole is with Microsoft. So I'm sure you'll be able to buy an Xbox One X with it and PUBG, and it'll probably cost, I don't know. Who knows how much it's going to cost. But, like I said, it is what it is. So Aloy's Armor. So we did that. We did the Porter Rock thing. Shout out to Porter Rock 77. And the PUBG news, that was pretty much it. Not a ton of gaming news. I was just asking who was buying Monster Hunter. And looks like there's going to be 3 or 4 people. So, Sick playing Farpoint on TV, a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, it's Aaron's job. I understand why Aaron Greenberg would fanboy out. It's his job to be a fanboy. And to me, Nintendo and or Sony has won every NPD this year, in 17. So and as far as the whole fanboy thing goes, nobody was talking about NPD until the end of the year. Then it became a big thing again. Halo Gears and PUBG. If they make those games available for VR, yeah. But again, remember, and I'll move into the commentary now. Well, I'll do some Black Panther tracking. Okay. So the numbers for Black Panther, the tracking numbers have been adjusted up, meaning that Disney. Now let me make this clear. Disney and Marvel are still sticking to $97 million opening weekend. Disney's not budging off that. There are different sites, fan sites. Let me make this clear. Fan sites, all right, that are predicting a higher number because the model that they're using, again, the model that they're using is different than the Disney model. A lot of people are now, my personal prediction is in between 102 and 109 million. I've actually adjusted down. I was at 112 million. You all know that originally. I'm down to 109 at the high, but I do think it will hit 100. Let me make that clear. I do think it will hit 100 domestically, okay, based on the tracking numbers that I've used in the past. So, and understand there's tracking, then, which is tracking up, then you'll get some early reviews, and your early reviews for Black Panther, I kid you not, they're going to start coming in week after next. The press junket for Black Panther starts either February 2nd or January 30th. They haven't decided yet. So 108 million domestically. Yeah. Now I think domestic and foreign, you're looking at about 100 and maybe about 142 million. That's just, again, it's a tracking number guess. Okay. But I'm just going by the numbers that I've used in the past. They pretty much were spot on. Superman and Deadpool. Remember, Deadpool was tracking, if you all don't remember this, Deadpool was tracking at $57 million opening weekend, which would have been really good because the movie only cost about $43 million to make. That's with marketing. So they came in under. But Deadpool did a hell of a lot better. It did what opening weekend? About 128 million. So that's really good for a rated R movie, that for a character that's again, Deadpool is a second to third tier Marvel character. He's not a top tier guy. Your top tier guys are still Iron Man, Captain America, and the Incredible Hulk. That's your top tier for Marvel, okay? That is it. And then you go down, and then you have the B line, which has Black Panther, Vision, Scarlet Witch. Those are your B characters, and your C characters are Doctor Strange and Ant-Man and stuff like that. Though, you know, Sam's character, Falcon, those are like C and D characters. You're not going to see a Falcon movie. You know, yeah, Deadpool 2 is coming out in May. Yeah, May we're going to have the Age of Ultron. My goodness gracious. We're going to have Infinity War come out. And then 2 weeks after that, we're going to have Deadpool come out. So, yeah, it comes out 2 weeks after Infinity War. So, I think it's the 18th. So, which they could push that back. Remember, they pushed it up, and New Mutants is still coming out, and Dark Phoenix is still coming out. So, Ant-Man and the Wasp is still coming out. So, but remember, Marvel, Disney, even though that deal went through, EJ, Marvel and Disney still don't own the Fox properties. But yeah, you're right. For X-Men, yeah, the X-Men are top tier. So what's up, Ryan? So Sony and Disney should collaborate more. They are right now with Spider-Man. That's a collaboration. And that includes Disney gets the Avengers movies, and Spider-Man gets to be in the Avenger movie. That's how that's working. That's why Iron Man is in the Spider-Man movie, sort of. The marketing was Sony did some deceptive marketing. They showed a lot of Spider-Man with Iron Man in it, but that wasn't the movie. So it's just, you know, what's going on, Kevin? So yeah, but that's the way that's working. But again, the Black Panther, that number is tracking higher. And that not from Disney. Disney hasn't come out and said, it's going to make this much money. I want to make that clear to everybody. Okay, they're not saying that. It is the fanboy site, so it's like comicbook.com, comicbook.com, Comics Explained. They're all putting in a Collider Video, Popcorn Movie Talk. They're all putting in a higher number now. And again, they're fans. Let's make that clear. They're fans, but there have been some tracking numbers come in because of the ticket pre-sales. They're tracking higher now. So it is what it is. I'm going to go see it twice. I'm going Friday and I'm going Saturday. I'm going Friday evening. And then I'm going to come home, be excited. And then I'm going to go right back Saturday. So, you know, and the reason why Disney purchased it is because Disney's coming out with their own streaming service in 2019. Disney will announce their streaming service either at D23 this year or at the end of the year. And pull all their animation, all their movies off of Netflix, out of Hulu. Because remember, Disney now owns 30% of Hulu now. Once the deal goes through, that they have on there will get pulled and put on the Disney network. They will also own part of Fox Television. And what's on Fox Television? Well, you got The Gifted, which I don't like, but it's on there. The Gifted will now be part, because they will take over the all their X-Men characters will come back. So they'll be able to use the word mutant now. They'll be able to use Storm's name and Professor Xavier. But you won't hear these names being talked about until Phase 4. Because even though the deal has been a handshake agreement, they haven't been able to sign it yet. That's the way that deal is working. They have the rights in principle, Kevin, but they don't have the rights on paper. They have the ability to say the word mutant now. That's it. All right. So, matter of fact, there was a show, maybe it was The Gifted. There was some show that was on. No, I'm sorry. It was Shoot Fire. It was The Runaways. That's on Hulu. That's by Marvel. That's Fox. Okay. They use the word mutant in their thing. So Disney will own X-Men, but as of now, yeah, Fox still owns them. And so when the New Mutants come out, when Deadpool comes out, you'll still see Marvel on the screen. But you're not going to see the Marvel montage. The Marvel montage it shows everybody. You know, you won't see that. So what's good, Mod Gamer? So, thanks for the subscription, Kevin G. Appreciate it, brother. So yeah, that's how that deal is working. It's just like Marvel doesn't own Spider-Man. Okay, Disney owns Spider-Man. I'm sorry, not that Sony does. Sony owns Spider-Man. They own everything with Spider-Man. The only thing that's ambiguous is Kingpin. Kingpin has been Spider-Man's nemesis. He's also been Daredevil's nemesis. So since he's already established in both, they both agreed just to let that work. So yeah, so far the Runaways it's darker than I thought it would be. I binge watched the first 4 episodes yesterday. So that's what I was doing yesterday after the Gaming Couch podcast. So it's and I think it's better than The Gifted. And The Gifted, I thought the first 2 shows of The Gifted were really good. But after that, it was like it jumped the shark. So, but The Gifted is happening because remember in the movie Logan, there were no mutations for 20 years. Now, all of a sudden, there's brand new mutations. So, you know, yeah, now Marvel still owns the comic book stuff. Let me make that clear. Marvel still owns the comic book stuff, but they got so mad that Fox would not sell them back the characters. They started killing off all the X-Men in the comic books. So that's why all of it, because they were killing them off because they didn't want people to go see the movies. So the Runaways is way, yeah, well, Inhumans was garbage. So yeah, I get you on that one. So You platinum Persona 5. Are people allowed to stream that game? Because I heard there's puzzles in there. I want to buy Persona 5, but if I got to solve a bunch of puzzles, I am not going to be I'm not buying Persona 5. I want Persona 5, but I want help with the puzzles. So yeah, Sony owns Spider-Man, Fox, X-Men, Fantastic Four, yeah, Deadpool, and anything surrounding that. So with Fantastic Four, they have Galactus, Silver Surfer, all that stuff is part of Fox. Now, that when this deal goes through next year, Disney will own X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool. They'll own all that, okay? They'll own all of it. So, and all their characters will be back in, except for Spider-Man, which they are in a shared arrangement with Sony that's working for both parties. So Sony's not going to mess that up. So basically, they got everything back. Yeah, Spartan God, they got everything back. But the movies that are already in post-production and are in mid-production, those are still like not Spartan God, I'm sorry. Savage Juger said they're still owned by Fox. They're still on Fox Studios right now. Disney bought the studios, and so those have changed. If you go to the Fox studio now, it will say Disney on it. Okay, if you go to Hollywood. So Fox ruined Doctor Doom. Yeah, well, Fantastic Four was trash. I mean, it doesn't matter who was in there. Shane Black got ran off that project, and when he lost that project, he was supposed to direct Rogue One. Shane Black was supposed to direct Rogue One, and he got ran out of Hollywood. He is back. There is a Predator movie that he has developed, but that now belongs to Disney because that's part of Fox. So, so the Fox studio says Disney right now in Hollywood. Yeah, Fantastic Four. It's hard to do that kind of movie, and they would just be better off doing a movie where the Fantastic Four just happens to be in it. Okay. Oh, another character that Disney does not own is the Incredible Hulk. Hulk is owned, I believe, by Universal, but again, they're in a shared arrangement with Disney. So that's just if there were ever a Incredible Hulk movie to itself, Universal could come back to Disney and say, okay, but can we put Scarlet Witch in this? Can we put Black Widow in this? Am I looking forward to Black Panther? Hell yeah, I got 2 tickets for it. So Doom is key in Infinity War. Yeah, but they've retconned Infinity War. So, you know. Yeah, it's just like the Fantastic Four and the Runaways were central to Civil War in the comic book, but you didn't see them in the movie Civil War. So yeah, I'm seeing Black Panther twice. So House of M movie would be dope. The problem they would have with that is that Magneto's kids, one has already been killed off. And I don't know how they're going to reconcile that. You see what I'm saying? Because they have Quicksilver, who died in Age of Ultron, spoiler alert. Then you have a Quicksilver that's existing in the X-Men universe. And I don't know how they reconcile that, so Magneto exists in the Marvel universe. No, he doesn't. Not yet. None of the X-Men characters exist in the MCU. And remember, they had to change how Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver got their powers. Remember, they got their powers from the Infinity Gem, the Mind Gem. Same gem that Vision has. So created Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. So they changed it. Even though back they were made by good old-fashioned loving. Well, not if they're going to have a continuing universe, Kevin G. They would have a hard time explaining which being, I mean, I don't, they can't explain that. So I think here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. I would, after Infinity War, because Thanos is coming from another dimension, pretty much. Since Thanos is coming, and I'm sorry, he's not coming from a different dimension. The Black Order, they're coming from a different dimension. And you all really need to get familiar with the Black Order, Corvus Glaive and all those guys, you know, Proxima Midnight. You have to start learning about those characters that Thanos is bringing. This is just my opinion, I would just say because of what they brought to Earth, there's been some changes in some of the people. They might be able to introduce mutants like that, but overall, they just can't go back and do it. This is going to be too hard. So again, yeah, Mario, you're right. The Magneto, none of those guys exist right now in the MCU. Okay, that's why Phase 4, Kevin Feige has already said you won't start seeing anything until Phase 4 because the deal's not done yet. Yeah, the comic book does reset it though. You're going to see Star Wars tonight again. All right, yeah, have fun. I enjoyed Star Wars. I've seen it twice. They are missing Supergiant as far as, yeah, well, we don't know that. He may be there. We just don't know. So remember, a lot of the CGI is, they will do CGI up to 1 week before the movie comes out. That's what they're doing with Black Panther right now. It's finished. They're waiting on Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick Lamar is doing the entire soundtrack. But they're waiting for Kendrick Lamar to come out with 2 more songs to be put on that album. And I think Kendrick's album comes out in 3 more weeks. So the album will be released, because the album gets released before the movie. You know, so that's a way, that's back in the day when black movies were coming out, they always put the music out first to get everybody hyped. You know, so what's up, OBJ? What I think about Justice League, me personally, I thought Justice League was garbage. And I thought it was garbage because when you're interacting within the trades and stuff like that, and the stuff that I read, the DC fanboys and fangirls swore up and down Justice League was going to be just as good and make just as much money as the Avengers did. And it turned out to be trash, hot garbage, doodah, whatever you want to call it, or doodah in 2018. D-O-DAA, doodah. So, you know, this garbage, I mean, this trash. So, they can always bring in One Above All and mess the whole. There's just, if they could reset it by using the time gem that Doctor Strange has, they could, in theory, go and do that, but they're not. And that doesn't mean they won't, but you got to remember the Avengers are going to be, they're going to be defeated soundly in Infinity War. Then in Avengers 4, you're going to have new Avengers. You're going to have Captain Marvel, Thor will still be around. Black Panther will still be around. So, you know, and a lot of them, and possibly, I don't know, Bucky or Captain America, because they just did a Comic-Con. And, you know, Chris has said, the guy that plays Captain America, he has said that he's looking forward to playing them some more. So, you know, Venom is owned by Sony. Venom, Maximum Carnage, all Sony. So, but they're going to do a Venom movie. It's got Tom Hardy in it, but they're going to do Agent Venom, okay? They're not going to do Venom like we know him. So, so, you know. John Wick 2, Spider-Man, and Power Rangers said the film. What film was better? Oh, well, I mean, Mario, remember, film is art. All art is subjective, like video games. Video games are an expression of art. Art is subjective. I thought there was some video game that I saw Sony had out where it was just like a ball that was rolling around. and it was the most horrible looking thing I've ever seen in my life. It looked like Duda, but it was a very popular game, you know. So, so Justice League, yeah. I mean, again, part of Justice League's problem is Zack Snyder's daughter passed away. % done with that movie, and he left the project. Number two, the person that was in charge of DC, the DCEU over there, Warner Brothers, he didn't even like superhero movies. So I don't know how the hell he got the job, but he got the job. Number three, the new person in charge over there has said, we can't do what Marvel has done. That's a direct quote from that person. But yeah, Justice League to me was trash. You know, I mean, it had one good fight scene in it, and overall the movie, it was disconjointed. It was bad. Now you do have a group of people, again, the fanboys and fangirls that were like, it's Justice League and they're up on the big screen. I mean, that's enough for them. Okay, let me make that clear. That's enough for them. But for somebody who's going to watch a good movie, I would, if I could have put a bag over my head and got my money back, I would have. So, Patty Jenkins, yeah. And let me tell you how much interference they did with Wonder Woman. The executives at Warner Brothers, if you haven't seen Wonder Woman, when she was crossing no man's land, the executives wanted to cut that out. They wanted that to be cut out of the movie. That's how horrible it was over there. So it's not like that anymore because they fired everyone. I mean, everybody got fired. They like Farouk with the Nation of Domination back in the WWF back in the day. Farouk came in and fired the entire Nation of Domination. Everybody over there at Warner got fired. Jeff Johns got demoted. They put some other guy in charge now, like I said. So we'll just have to wait and see what they're going to do. They do have Aquaman coming out at the end of the year. Literally just going to say, okay, we've got a Superman movie, you know, with Man of Steel. We had our Wonder Woman movie. Now here comes our Aquaman movie. And then they do have another director. I think Matt Reeves is doing a Batman standalone movie. And what they'll do is their plan is just to have people make cameo appearances in those movies. That's DC's plan right now. So the way they brought him back, yeah, I thought that was stupid. But back in the comic books, Black Lightning, he's brought him back before. So, yeah. I don't. Look, the original Batman versus Superman, before Bruce Wayne went to go fight Superman, the original script had Bruce Wayne being visited by two Green Lanterns that told him not to do it. You know, and if they gave him kryptonite to keep around just in case Superman got out of control, Superman was looking for him because his mother and Lois had been kidnapped. That was the original Dawn of Justice theory. Okay, they originally were going to do that, but the DC executive said, no, Batman's got to fight Superman and Batman's got to win the fight. Again, because Batman sells the most comic books, he sells the most apparel. So, of course, they wanted him to fight Superman. That's what happened. So, yeah, they reshot 60% of Justice League. So, yeah, you're right about that. So, you think if Aquaman does good, we'll get a Neymar movie? Yeah, Neymar is being talked about. So, it's being talked about. So, yeah, drop a TV in the ocean. That's the end of it. It looks like they're going with, and they can retcon it, but it looks like they're going with he's supposed to be the king of Atlantis, and he doesn't want to be, and he's running from his destiny. That's what it looks like they're doing. So, and that was done, I think, by, was it James Wan? Did that, and it's more, you're going to see some cool deep sea creatures and stuff like that. So that's fine. It's got a good premise, and as long as they don't overstep everything, That will be fine. So, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So, but yeah. Now you heard they cut a lot out of, yeah, they did cut a lot out. Yeah, I can confirm they cut out a ton of that stuff and they let Josh Snyder reshoot the film. So that's why the film, it feels disconjointed. There's parts that feel really good and there's other parts that just feel so, but it was horrible. And there is also something else you guys have got to understand. When you're listening to people criticize movies, the people who got backstage, who got to see storyboards and stuff like that, they always like the movie. No matter, the movie can be doo-doo. It doesn't matter. The movie can be straight doo-doo. But because they got backstage, they were able, I liked it because they don't want to ruin the relationships they built. So just remember that when you listen to it. So reboot of Howard the Duck. Yeah, Howard the Duck was trash. That was from Marvel Studios, and that movie bombed. So a Frank Richards. Yeah, Frank Richards would be different. That would be a different kind of movie. But we might see it. I mean, they said that they now have, before the X-Men deal and all that, before Fox was bought, they already had about 18 movies to do. Now they can bring that up to close to 38 movies. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they'll be making these movies when I die. Not a doubt in my mind. I'll be 60 years old and these movies will still be coming out. So they have to make a bubble as for they said the director, James Wan, said it didn't do that. They did it for that scene in Justice League, but they're not going to do that for the movie. So I don't know how that's going to work. So, you know, so we'll have to wait and see. A lot of people are going to go watch it. So I'm going to go see it. I won't be first day. I'll be there on Tuesday night or Tuesday for the discount. So for Aquaman, but Aquaman, that is in the fall. That's like October, November. So I think it's right around October. That way the costume can come out and people can go out and be Aquaman. So, but yeah, guys, does anybody have any gaming questions? I mean, I can talk movies all day long. Fantastic Four. The problem is that I just think the problem is their casting. So with Fantastic Four, I thought the second casting was better than the first casting, but the movie itself is stupid. So yeah, they could mod game neutral. They very well could do something like that. James Wan just simply said that, and I like the bubble. You know, I like the way that got created so that they could talk. So, but it will have to wait and see because Aquaman is capable of some telepathy. So we'll have to wait and see. So, am I getting the new Elite controller? No, I am not. Xbox VR is still on track. They're going to do it. So they don't want Sony to have all those eggs. I mean, again, Sony is rolling on. Nobody's challenging them with VR. Sony's going to have over 200 VR games this year. They're all trash. They all won't be good though. They may all be trash, but you got to figure there'll be some gems in there too. And they've gone in 2 feet with VR support. But PUBG in VR, that would be pretty cool if Bluehole would allow it. This in VR on Xbox, that would be cool. Just you have to look at it like that. I mean, Xbox, as far as the whole console war, and I'm going to move to commentary real quick here. Their fanboys, again, for anybody that's new to the channel, their fanboys have been the ones that are filing the complaints online. Their entire mantra has been about them not. The reason they're complaining is because they don't have access. That's it. Everything goes back to them not having access, and they feel like they should have access. That's just a reality. That's what they feel like they should have. And so because they don't have access, they get mad. They file complaints. You can go back to Spider-Man. when Spider-Man got announced, I mean, it got announced a couple of years ago, the Xbox community filed a complaint because, oh, it's Spider-Man. It will be a multi-plat game, console game. They did not understand at the time that Sony owned the intellectual property. I remember, because I remember that being a huge deal when Sony decided to share that with Marvel. That was a huge deal. And I mean, people were online crying. They were so happy. But oh, Fortnite's got 40 million players. Cool. Congrats to Fort Pub is what I call it. So, but or Pub Night. But yeah, so they filed a complaint because now it's like, so when you went into their rooms, their comment section and said, no, you know, Spider-Man, that's a Sony intellectual property. They own it. They're not going to share that with Microsoft. Not Peter Parker, maybe Miles Morales, but not Peter Parker. And they went on and on and on until finally somebody had to drop a link saying that Sony owns Spider-Man and they're not, and more than likely they're not going to share it. Well, what did? They filed a complaint. They started bitching and moaning. Anti-consumerism. How come Xbox can't get this game? You go back to Rocket League or Soccer Cars, whatever the name of that game is. When Rocket League came out, and it was only on the Nintendo system, I think at the time. I think it was on the PlayStation at the time. The Xbox community, what did they do? They made fun of it. They said it was stupid. It's a dumb game. Who's playing it? Nobody wants to play this game on the PlayStation. Then all of a sudden, when it came to Xbox, it's, oh, the game is so fun. And me and my friends were up playing it last night, and I went to work tired because we wanted to win the game. And, you know, and that just shows you the hypocrisy, but the hypocrisy stems from the lack of access. You go back to just 2 years ago. PlayStation, it gets announced that PlayStation is working on something called the Neo. Who filed the complaint? The Xbox community filed a complaint. What was their complaint? Oh no, they're gonna fracture their fan base. This is a bad idea. Why? Who's gonna buy this? Nobody's asking for it. As soon as they were able to have access, you know, then the Neo comes out, and now these games start getting enhanced. All of a sudden, it's fake 4K. It doesn't matter. 1440p. How come it can't do 2160p? Oh, checkerboarding's not good enough. All of a sudden, they have access to the same technology, and it's okay now. It's fine. 1440p looks good now. 1800p is okay. You see what I'm saying? It's just, that's their complaint has been filed from a spot of envy. They are envious that these games are coming out on the PlayStation, not on the Xbox. Therefore, they're filing a complaint. That's where, and everybody, including myself, let me be the first one to step up and say, including myself, you get caught up in the tree branch. You don't look at the trunk. I didn't look at the trunk. So, but the trunk is all about lack of access. They don't have access, so they're complaining about it. That's just a reality. You know, so you know, it's and that's where people went wrong, because when somebody is in a state of excessive envy, like their fanboys are, and it's not, because, you know, Randall Thor, shout out to him, he is not in an excessive state of envy. He's just playing his Xbox games. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's the only guy who does that. Everybody else is on Twitter, and they're bitching. They're bitching. I mean, there's a brand new console out, and they're complaining about it. You know, so it is what it is. So, So, I mean, yeah, they should be happy as a clown today or yesterday. Forza Horizon 3 got an update, so it should be 4K. I don't know if it is. But again, they're bitching. I mean, they're bitching. So, It's yeah, Savage, you're right. And Horizon again is an arcade style driving game. It just is. So that's what it's known for, which is fine. They wanted it to be different than the other Forza series. Forza series is supposed to be compared to Horizon. The other Forza series is a difficult game compared to Horizon. You know, if you try to drive your car in Forza Motorsports like you do in Horizon, it ain't gonna work. I'll tell you that much. So it's native 4K 30 FPS. Okay, that's what they were aiming for. So and again, it's a driving game, so it should be native 4K. Okay, and it is a first party game. So yeah, their first party games, like Randall Thor said years ago when he was on Weapon Wheel, the first party games, they should be able to get 4K native on their first party game. So for the both Forza games, and you knew once they got it with the original motorsports game, Forza 7, you knew they were going to be able to get it with the other one. Okay. So, but it's still Forza, you know, it's not equal to PC at ultra. Okay. Was it PC at high? Is it PC? It does look good. Yeah, it looks good without it. You know, it looks good without it. So I'm sure it has HDR on it. Yeah, look again, their first party games. This is not a surprise. The first party games, they should. Okay, so yeah. And shout out to Selena because she did say yesterday there was a difference between high settings and ultra settings. But I mean, again, that's why I asked her because I don't know why there's a huge difference. I've heard people say there is, or people say there isn't. So I was just trying to get her opinion. So, but good for them. I mean, good for them. They should be celebrating, you know. And again, because I assume there's another Forza Horizon game coming out this year. So because it's just due. So so again, remember their first party games, they should hit native. The question always had been, would the third-party developers do it? And the answer to it is no. That's not true. So, yeah, I saw Obi DeJohn. He did the Xbox X unboxing. So, and I'll jump back on it in a few weeks. So hit me up in a couple weeks, OBJ. We can maybe throw down on that Horizon 3 if you got it. So, so. Yeah, well, it's okay, Xbox guy. It's art and it's subjective, and a lot of people love Rocket League. A lot of people don't like it. My point was that Rocket League was a crappy game to the Xbox community, to the fanboys. Let's make this clear: the fanboys until they got access to it. As soon as they got access to it, oh, it's okay. You see what I'm saying? That their frustration, their complaint, their bitching and moaning, all stem from lack of access. So when they would do debates, they knew they couldn't go against the facts that the Xbox was getting slaughtered in sales. So they made a debate about the personalities of the people. And that was another big mistake. So again, yeah, you're right. They should, and they gave death threats to shoot fire. Hello Games for No Man's Sky. Yeah, I mean, again, nobody is denying that. So anybody doing death threats, I mean, we can go back to the threats that or not threats, the harassment that the Assassin's Creed developer who was happy. I mean, again, I played Assassin's Creed Origins. I thought it was a fun game. So congratulations to Ubisoft. They've kind of revigorated as far as I'm concerned. I've enjoyed most of the Assassin's Creeds, but overall, there were people harassing him. There are people that harassed the Titanfall people. Was it EA? I guess did Titanfall 2 when it came to PlayStation. I mean, again, there's BS on what was funny. No, it's not funny to give somebody a death threat. And then again, until they start, and they won't, they just passed the law starting in the fall that these people that are doing these threats and all that stuff, Homeland Security will be able to go and arrest them. Right now, they really can't do it, but they did pass a new law. So, and yeah, I mean, an Xbox guy, you should see what the stuff the DC people, the fanboys of the DC movies, are saying about the Marvel movies right now. They're furious. I mean, they're all up in arms on that section of Twitter, YouTube, the trades. You all haven't seen nothing. Like, you should have seen what when DC imploded, when their DC cinematic universe imploded, you should have seen the tap dancing on the grave. I mean, people were writing stuff like "Rip DCEU" and Marvel wins, and had a picture of Iron Man blasting Batman. I mean, you should have seen some of the vitriol over there. So, but again, the Homeland Security will have a they'll have a proffer now to go after the people online making threats. Right now, they can't do it. And if it's international, they'll refer it to Interpol, and then Interpol will help track them too. So it is what it is. So would I mind if Spider-Man comes out in 19? Oh, I wouldn't care. I mean, I'm still playing games from last year that I'm behind on. So like I said, my most anticipated game is Detroit Become Human. As long as that game comes out this year, I'm gonna get. Like I said, I'm getting that. I'm getting Madden, MLB The Show, God of War. Tales of Colossus. I mean, I'll be backed up, so I'm good. I'll be backed up. I may need Pepto Bismol. So, but yeah. But overall, it's I think Spider-Man will come out at the end of summer. That's just my opinion. There's some people who think it would time with the movie that's coming out, but I just don't see that happening. So, Forza Horizon 3 update is 671.6. Okay, well, that's that big, small. I know it may take a long. I mean, it took my Xbox to install that Witcher thing. It took that daggone thing almost 4 hours to do that. Or not my PlayStation. So, did you use Digital Foundry settings for your X? No, I went to shout out to the Mr. 4K Upscaler. That's kind of my go-to guy for settings and stuff like that. He's a good guy. He got attacked by the Xbox community. This guy was literally just showing settings of games on his 4K TV, and the Xbox. This happened last year. The Xbox community attacked him. And I remember the game was a Ghost Recon Wildlands, and all he did was say, "Here it is on the Xbox," and in which he had an Xbox One S at the time, and then he showed it on his PlayStation Pro. And he was just telling you some of the differences, and the Xbox community got mad. They were like, "Well, how come you're not showing the Xbox when it's raining? How come you're?" And even though the game has, if you play Ghost Recon Wildlands, it has a dynamic weather setting. You don't control the damn weather. It may be pouring down raining for your entire set of missions for all you know. Seriously, it could just storm. It could be windy. It could be a whole bunch of things, but they were getting upset. And the guy was like, "Man, look, I don't know what to tell you guys. The Pro is more powerful than the Xbox One S, so the game should run and look better." That's all this guy said. He's more of a TV guy. He plays his games too, but I used him, OBJ, for Assassin's Creed, for the HDR setting. Remember I was having issues with Rise of the Tomb Raider on the X. I couldn't get the HDR to work. Video I went to try to find out how to do it. So, just so you know. Yeah, he does not use game mode. And again, he is right. You got a group of people that think, "Okay, I'm going to turn on my 4K TV. I'm going to hook up my Xbox One X. I'm going to put the game in. Oh, here come the 4K assets. Oh, it looks beautiful." You've got to be willing to go in adjust your settings. I mean, I've seen all you guys say that. I've seen Top Dog say it. I've seen Xbox guys say it. Hard 8, the 4K ambassador, he has said it. You've got to be willing to go in and adjust your settings, because settings for one game won't look good for settings on another game. It's just the reality, okay? You know, so yeah, the death threats for No Man's Sky came when they delayed the game. I remember that specifically. You know, I remember, and No Man's Sky was delayed for, it was only delayed for 6 weeks. For 6 weeks, because they had a code that they had a code that was on their master line that they wanted to take out of the game, and they had to delay it for 6 weeks so they got all the code out. That's it. You know, they had to take it out of the PlayStation and leave it in on the PC. That's what happened. Okay, so they delayed the game. So and you know, and people got mad and they called in. Yeah, because remember, Sean, was his name Sean Murray? I think that was his name. The guy who did No Man's Sky. He took a picture of the office and it had a bunch of pillows and stuff like that up. And they were like, well, we put extra pillows in to help protect us against the all the stuff. I mean, it was funny, but it was sad at the same time. So yeah, no, the 4K upscaler is not a fraud. He literally is just showing you games. And I take that back. He has helped me out because I have had trouble adjusting my TV. The settings, you know, he does the backlight settings, all that stuff, your contrast, all that stuff that's in your expert settings. He will not only tell you what to adjust to, but he's telling you what to look for. And we need more people like that online. The guy's just trying to help us out. He's trying to help us out, and people are attacking. So I don't abide by that kind of shit. So he doesn't use, no. Just like I don't use sports mode because what does game mode do? They said it helps your screen. I think with Samsung TVs, if that's what you have a Samsung, right? I think all it does is it helps your refresh rate. That's it. I mean, it can't help the game. The game is coded to what it's going to do. You know, so it's not like you're going to get, I don't know how it will boost your FPS. It's like, we'll turn down the graphics setting and that will help. How? The TV got nothing to do with the game. You know, so the game, it's already got a code in it. It's not like it's sharing a code with your TV. So in sports mode, it makes it a little bit dimmer. It makes it a little bit dimmer. So if you're watching a game in the daytime, it does turn down the shimmer. So that does help a little bit. So I don't know how a fraud, yeah, you can control weather if you're God. Yeah, I know. But again, the Xbox community attacked him because he was just showing you the HDR. I mean, instead of everybody being happy that the developer went ahead and supported HDR for the PlayStation and the Xbox One S, they were bitching about it. I mean, I've not seen anything like this before. So they're just bitching, you know. So it's not all of them. Let me make that clear. What's going on, Cycle? It helps with input lag. That's what I'm sorry. That's what I meant. And it's not really helping that much. They've already seen that. So game modes for input lag, it's a must. Yeah, I was wrong about that. I meant input lag. So if you're having input lag issues, use a monitor. Just use a monitor. Okay, that takes care of your input lag overnight. So yeah, I got it. Yeah, I said FPS. I was wrong about that. So ultimately, though, it's not that big of a difference. And if you're having input lag issues, use a monitor. That big. I mean, it's that simple. So, Anna, with your Connect. Oh, you can? Okay, cool. Yeah, Cycle's right. Yeah, just get a monitor. If you want to reduce input lag, just have a monitor. Your input lag reduces instantly. You ain't got to press no buttons. It's just done. So, yeah, I mean, you got a bunch of console guys, and I get it. The people in the Xbox community, they wanted a console to do something similar to what the PC does, and not understanding that the Xbox One was already doing that. You're already playing games at 900 and 1080p. Most PC gamers are playing at 1080p open frame. Most. There is a minority of them that's at 1440p and 2160p. But they're the minority, okay? So, 280 plus PS4 games and don't. Yeah. Well, I'm technically off, but I have to go to work in like 6 hours. So yeah. But it's not. Cortana is removed from Xbox. Ugh. Well, I know I took it off my Windows 10 thing because it's my computer because it doesn't make any sense. Red Dead 2 is coming this year. Yeah, I think Rockstar will deliver that this year. Like PlayStation branded Logitech. Okay, with your Scorpio. Okay. Xbox does have Cody, yeah, which, I mean, again, I don't know why people bought a game console for movies, but some people did, even though their smart TV does it. That's the whole thing, because remember when people take those screenshots of people on Xbox and they're watching Netflix and Hulu and watching YouTube, and it's like, okay, guys, you do know your TV does that, right? Oh, they got rid of Cody? Did it have a jump button? Is that why they got rid of it? So, but yeah, there should be a VR game coming out for Xbox, hopefully next year. I think next year, but I think you'll hear more about VR at E3 because Xbox ain't got a whole lot of stuff planned this year. They got E3, they got Gamescom, and that's it. So they brought it back yesterday, so it came back like a herpy. Okay. Cody is back like a herpy. So Cody has no jump, but yeah, I know. And again, that whole thing with God of War, the people that filed the complaint are the ones who, I mean, again, it's going to be different because you can only do what they did in God of War for so long. They have got to do different things. It's like, if we bring the IP back, let's bring it back differently. So let's give them a shout out for taking risk. All right, that's the first thing, that the studio is taking a risk. So let's see if it has to be rewarded. Yeah, I saw Jumanji years ago when it had Robin Williams in it. I did back in the day. Cody will be in the act section. So yeah, like I said, my Xbox is when they come out with a game that I can't play on a PC, I'm gonna fire that thing up. And shout out to Foxy Games because Xbox is at the bare minimum. I think they're gonna wait till their install base hits 6 million with the X, and then they'll start developing games for the X only because they'll have a 6 million base of people. So, and if they can get 1 million to buy the game, they can sell 1 million games, which is actually not a bad idea. So, but yeah, I mean, for me right now, the Xbox is just sitting there on the floor. In the box, it's not just sitting out in the open, it's in the box on the floor. So, so yeah, the Cody setup. Okay. Well, I still believe just go pay for the damn movies. The movies aren't that expensive. So, it's the software, made everything look dark. Yeah, I mean, again, I didn't touch Xbox calibration. It's not going to be very good. You're going to have to go into your TV's. Well, hell, you know this, man. You have to go into your TV expert settings, and you're just going to have to do things from there. Let me give you my TV settings because I have a Samsung like you do. Let me turn on my TV here. Now, why the hell is my TV so dark? Okay, so well, I can barely see that though. Let me try something else here. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. settings right now. Let me go to, it's in natural. Now remember when you turn HDR on for Samsung TV to standard, you have to do that, which is, you also have to change your UHD, you have to change your UHD thing, but I'll go through it. So these are my expert settings that I'm set on right now. My backlight is 20. My brightness is 60. My contrast is 98. My sharpness is 46. And my color is 46 as well. The clean view is set on auto. The auto motion is on auto. Film mode is off. The only time I've turned on film mode is when I play Star Wars Battlefront 2, because it gave it that 35 millimeter look like the movie had, okay? It's called HDMI UHD color. Make sure that that is activated. If not, it'll look like garbage. My black level is low. The HDMI black level is low. My dynamic contrast is high. Okay. My color tone is warm 2. Warm 2. Which I change when I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn. When I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, my color tone, I shift it to warm 1, because the rocks on the mountains, when you're walking past them, you know how you have the darker rock and then the lighter rock. You get a better differentiality in that. So let's see here. That's pretty much it. Yeah, those are my expert settings. So, but my natural, I always keep my picture mode on natural unless there's a game in with HDR. I put it in standard, okay? That's the way I've calibrated. That's my TV for everything right now. Like I said, Star Wars Battlefront 2, I go in and I change it. Horizon Zero Dawn, Mass Effect, I change it as well. But I don't change it anymore because Mass Effect was doo-da. It was doo-da. But when I'm playing Mass Effect backwards compatible, I use warm 2 as well. Because again, that's an older game and you get a better effect like that. But that's me. So that is me. They say clean view and all that needs to be off. I think mine is off. I didn't see it. So let me double check again. Mine is on auto. So that's reduced picture noise to avoid distractions and stuff like that. So I let the TV do that. So that's me, though. I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm doing it right, but I always, anything the TV can do to prevent the judder, the flickering, I let the TV do it. So, but that's just me. Like Auto Motion Plus, that's enhanced picture sharpness to optimize for fast moving images. So if it's on auto, it automatically, the TV adjusts for you. So, but that's just me. I'm playing Witcher 3. So if I'm playing Witcher 3 and there's combat, I want the TV to adjust to me automatically instead of me having to go in and do it. But that's me. Everybody does it differently. So, you can jump on PUBG. Okay, well, in the first place. Yeah, natural. Just remember with Samsung, natural is what what Samsung wants you to see. Their standard, and again, when I put my TV in HDR, when I activate HDR, I have to have my TV in standard. So that's Samsung now. I don't know why Samsung does that, but that's for my Samsung. Also, remember to make sure I'm sure you do. You have your UHD, what's the name of that called again? Let me find that again. HDMI UHD color. Just make sure you have your HDMI cable from the Xbox plugged in to the right HDMI slot. My TV, I only have one HDMI HDR pass through. So that's, you know, I mean, so if I were to hook my Xbox back up to play HDR, I would just go ahead and I have to unplug the Pro. But since I'm doing the backwards compat stuff with like Mass Effect, Knights of the Old Republic, Forza 5, Forza 6, those games don't have HDR, so it doesn't matter. Now, when I played Gears and I played Halo, I switched it. You know, I had to switch the HDMI thing. But again, my TV, I just have the one HDR pass through. So, yeah. You use Vivid. Do you have is that an LG? So, yeah, is that an LG? Vivid? Because Samsung has 4 settings. It's got movie, which I never use. It's got dynamic, standard. So no, not me. I want the sharpness to be up, but that's me. It's not that big a deal. So, but that's me. He does not have to set his TV the way I've got mine set. So my TV is yeah, my backlight's on 20, and so is my sharpness. So improve overall picture brightness. The backlight, oh, I'm sorry, sharpness, you said? Yeah, sharpness is on 46. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, picture sharpness increases as the value nears 0. Yeah. Oh, value nears 100. So if you're at 0, your picture is not as sharp as it can look. But if that's what you like, that's fine. So I like a fairly sharp picture. So, but that's just me. Oh, you have a sharp TV? Okay. 46 is real high. No, I tell you, I played a game with 100 sharpness. It is terrible. So I'm kind of right in the middle. So I can go either way. If it's not sharp enough, it just, you know, I turn sharpness up when oh, did I turn it down? I turn it down if there's HDR available. Okay. If there's not, it's not. So, you know, and I had Elite Dangerous in. There's no HDR available for that. I've got I played a little bit of Witcher. There's no HDR available for that on the Pro yet. There are HDRs coming. So when I get it, I do it. So Vivid is on Vizio. Okay. You can now play God of War on Xbox. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Vizio. Yeah. So high sharpness with HDR enabled is trash. Yeah, I know. Look again, and there's no way to know that unless you do like. And shout out again to the 4K upscaler, because that's what he has said 100 times. You have got to go in and tweak the settings to what you like, and everybody likes something different. So, you know, those settings will change if I watch a movie. Like if I watch a movie from the Blu-ray, that I'll change the settings. You know, you just have to be willing to change the settings and get the settings to what you like. So it is what it is. Okay. So you're using an emulator? Cool. Yeah, I think everything's possible when you use an emulator. So no, they're not wrong about anything. So Assassin's Creed is the best looking game on Xbox X. That's a matter of opinion. A lot of people say it's Gears of War 4. I mean, but again, and some people are going to say it's Forza. I mean, it's just, it's again, the game is art. The art is subjective. It's okay to think one way or another. So, yeah, not everybody has the same TV, but I think OBJ does have a Samsung TV. But those are my settings. I think with his Samsung TV, he's got more options, but those are my base options. for my game, for gaming. So, and now they'll change a little bit, and you'll have to go in and adjust it because some of the games on Xbox they're bringing a heavier color scheme because that's what Xbox is designed to do. So you may be able to turn some stuff down. Assassin's Creed Origins, I had to turn some of the stuff down because of the 4K textures. But again, it's, it is what it is. So Cody's the best looking thing on the Xbox. All right, as long as people enjoy it, man, what can you say? Well, yeah, Gears 4. Again, the first party stuff should look better than the third party stuff. I mean, again, if you're into what looks good, you should be gaming on PC because then you can game whatever. You can game 1440p, 60 FPS, or whatever, So, yeah. Game mode is ugly. Visuals, it makes the game mood choppy. Yeah. They corrected me on that earlier, Andrew. Yeah. And again, to me, if you got input lag issues, play on PC. Just game on PC, and you ain't got to worry about it. So, because our game on a monitor. So, seeing birds flying in the reflection of the camel's eyes. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's a big deal for some people. So, yeah, Uncharted does look very good on the Pro. I beat Uncharted 4. I think I was on the Pro. Uncharted Lost Legacy looks real good too. So, I mean, again. So, I don't even know what that is. All right. So, yeah, Assassin's Creed Origins is optimized for both consoles. So, it looks good on both consoles. So, it is what it is. So, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. More Halo Storm in there causing trouble again, I see. So go to 5 minutes. Gears is better looking at Xbox only because they didn't enhance. Well, yeah, again, first party games. I mean, again, it's not that Microsoft didn't have first party games. It's just they did not. It was almost like the games came out and because they had low. I mean, again, Rise, Son of Rome was a brand new IP. Sunset Overdrive, again, is a brand new IP. So it's like they didn't give them a chance to build their install base so people could go play those games, enjoy them, and then get sequels. It's like they just did everything backwards. So, Splinter Cell, I'm hoping that was on my wish list. I hope we get some kind of announcement at E3 for that. I hope we get a Lost Planet for Microsoft, a Cuphead 2 announcement or something in that mode of a Cuphead 2. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I hope we get some announcement at E3. And a Mass Effect 1 through 3. Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Some type of treatment, the enhanced treatment, whatever, to get it to 14.4. I mean, I don't care. This enhance this bad boy. Give us that. Give us all the DLC for free. And then I'll be going back and playing it again. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, there's stuff out there for them. They just have to go ahead and do it. So, but the difference is that I'm not going to sit here and say Microsoft is definitely going to do this. And if they do it, great. If they don't, they don't. So, there's stuff coming out. Like I said, Forza Horizon 4. Forza with the Hot Wheels on it. That'd be fun driving on those tracks. So I'll get back into it. So Cuphead took 4 years to make. Yeah, that's fine. So it should. I mean, it took Guerrilla Games 4 years to make Horizon Zero Dawn. They started development in 11 and it came out in 17. So I'm sorry, 5 years. So half a decade on that game. And that doesn't mean their entire studio. That was the only thing they were doing. I don't think they went full bore into it until mid-2013. So, but yeah, guys. All right, it's 1:45. I'm gonna, like I said, I have to go to work in 5 and be at work in 5 hours. So I'm gonna take a nap. So, but I appreciate everybody. They want to announce Cuphead 2 so far out. They should. Or, I mean, they don't have to announce Cuphead 2. They could announce some type of spiritual sequel to it that they're going to look to work on it. But again, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, my whole point, people got to really understand that a lot of people did not go out and spend whatever they spent on their Xbox One X to be told, wait till E3. I mean, that's not good when Nintendo and Sony is pumping out game at, month after month, game after game. The Shadow of Colossus in February, possibly the MLB The Show game coming out in April. Just the game after game after game is going to be coming out for them. So it's just that's not a good look. But again, if you early adopt it, that's part of the reason. That's part of being an early adopter. You're deciding to wait on what's coming down the line. Look at the people that early adopted the Nintendo Switch, early adopted PlayStation VR. They're now being rewarded. Whereas that, and maybe it happens with the Xbox. So. And I totally get that. Like I said, I have one. It's just sitting on the floor in the box. And when some games come out for it, I'll play them. But, if there's something I can play somewhere else, I ain't going to waste 50, 60 bucks when I can be putting that towards the PC. So, yeah, Forza Horizon 3 is in hand. So, I mean, look, Xbox guy can come back as long as he's talking games. That's anybody. Hey, you talking games, come on back and hang out, but if you're talking BS, you ain't gonna be here. And that's just goes for everybody, not just him, that goes for everybody. So it's 2018, the console war is over. Sony has won the console war. It's done. It's a dead horse. And stop, people can just stop being stupid, or people are not gonna stop being stupid. And it's up to other people to just say, whatever, get over it, it's over. So I did that this morning. So I took a picture of, I was playing Witcher 3, and I took a picture of it, and I put the superior console. And somebody put, yeah, right, what about the Xbox X? Or what about the Xbox X? Or what about, it's something like that. And I said, what about the fact Sony has sold 73 million consoles? It's over, get over it. Just move on, so... there's console came out, the Xbox didn't sell. And look, again, I've been lucky generation of the Xbox. So I've been lucky. I'm talking about all of them. So the OG, the 360, the S, and the other one that came out in 13. So I've owned them all. I've had them all. So and like I said, they are taking smaller incremental steps than Sony does. So Sony makes generational leaps. And understand that the Xbox community, they think that backwards compatibility is a great mainstay thing. The Sony community doesn't care about backwards compatibility because they just don't. It's not a big deal. It's okay to have, but it's not a selling point. I've always said if you go to a restaurant and they say, if you eat here Monday through Wednesday, you get a free dessert, the backwards compatibility is like the free dessert. You don't need it to eat the meal. They're just something that they're giving you. So, again, he will never stop doing that because you all keep responding to him like that. You see what I'm saying? If you don't respond, what's he going to say? It's seriously, if you don't respond, what is there to say? All right. So, I mean, it's just like what Porter Rock said, when he was about the whole multiplayer podcast. That is set up to be a certain way, but when he went in there and he took their money, MPD, that podcast has totally changed because they all got discredited except for him. So, you know, and I went in there and I said, you all need to wait and see what these developers are going to do with this console. I said the Xbox One S will be the biggest seller because it's cheaper and it does like 90% of the same stuff, you know, and it's $200 or $250, whatever it is, cheaper. But they had to learn the hard way because they told themselves that power was the most important thing. Yet the Nintendo Switch with the least amount of power is selling the most. It's the fastest selling console in history. It's got the least amount of power. You see what I'm saying? So their own argument, they choked on their own argument. They got choked to death on their own argument. So, and it was really chronicled well by Morgana Days. Very well. So what more is there to say? All right. So the Evil Within 2 looks better on the Xbox X. It performs better on the Pro. So I've never played the Evil Within. I don't know what that game's about. But if you want stable frame rates, you're going to play it on the Pro. If you want something that looks better, you want it on the X. The problem is that the Xbox versions of all these games they're supposed to look better. Okay, I don't know what else to say to people. You know, it's almost like they're shocked that it does look better. And again, it looks a little better. It's not groundbreaking. It's not, oh my God. It's, you know, they were even talking about the Evil Within 2 in Forbes. Forbes.com has an article about the Evil Within 2. And again, the guys that work at Forbes, they don't give a darn about the console war. But they were just calling out why it's not running well on the Microsoft system. And it's not. So it's just, you know, people got to move on. So now that doesn't mean it can't be patched. That doesn't mean they won't work on it more. But it just means that it does a little bit more. That's it. You know, I expect the PS5 more than the X. Okay. Now, what's going to be the big difference? Well, if Sony puts in a much more capable CPU, then they, in theory, may be going for higher frames per game. We'll just have to wait and see what they do, but we'll know something here pretty soon. I know that. So, loads of germs in VR, yeah. So, but guys, I'm going to get on up out of here. I've been here for almost 2 hours. So, if Amazon will send you a code for Sea of Thieves, they might. Like I said, I'll buy Sea of Thieves. That's the next Xbox game I plan on getting. And that's not coming out till mid-March. So Sony has won third place for December. Well, okay. Yeah. The easy thing to say is Xbox won third place like all year long. Even came in fourth place in April when they lost to the 3DO or whatever that console was. So it's not that big a deal. Yeah, bragging about second place. It's what kind of society are we in when they're bragging about second place? So, but all right then, I'm gonna get on up out of here and just go and sleep. So, but guys, you all have a good one, and everybody keep playing the games. Don't play the corporations. Again, big shout out to J-Dub City and Bear for hanging out. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate it. And I will see if I can do another podcast Wednesday. If not, I'll try to get on again with Porter Rock and 77, since he's now trending on Twitter or whatever his thing is called. So, yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I guess I'd be at work in 5 hours. So, So I'm gonna get on up off here, guys. You all take it easy. You all have a good, safe, blessed, and keep it gaming. Keep it gaming. So I'll do a live stream Wednesday afternoon about 4 o'clock, either Elite Dangerous or probably Elite Dangerous. So that'll be Wednesday afternoon. All right, then, guys. You all take it easy and stay blessed. Appreciate you all stopping by. Peace.